Welcome back, ladies and gents. I'm Orchid Loubser, CEO of Cotech and co-founder of the Core blockchain. And today marks the very first edition of the Core Chronicles. Core Chronicle number 8, the RWA Mini-Series. And this isn't just any episode. No siree. This one kicks off with something quietly brewing behind the scenes, which is now ready to be shown to the world. In actual fact, it's the Ark Shopify platform. A no-code plug-and-play backend system that allows merchants to mint fully authenticated blockchain-based real-world assets from physical merchandise in real time. And yes, that means we took a Sartorio jacket and turned it into an on-chain verifiable NFT. One click, one purchase, one scan, and boom. Minted, verified, owned. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sounds cool, but how deep does it really go? Well, let me take you through it. To set the stage, the original action took place at Riflessi NYC, right on 57th Avenue in New York City. Yep. A luxury menswear boutique selling the creme de la creme, Kiton, Sartorio, Kired, and much more. That's where the very first on-chain purchase was made. And yes, yours truly now proudly owns the very first ever Sartorio NFT jacket minted on the Core blockchain. I would say a certified fashion flex in Web 4. And that part we accidentally filmed in hyperlapse. Classic Derek move, I'd say. So I'll walk you through the steps and flow while narrating the process like a blockchain-infused David Attenborough. So, let me walk you through the happenings. Right, so here I am in New York on 57th Avenue in the Riflessi store, as you can see, the luxury Italian menswear. And that's me lovely pointing there. And of course, here I was talking a little bit about the jacket itself and about the whole process and the whole NFT that we actually linked to it, which basically Debbie, wonderful shop assistant, she would definitely be there if you walk into the store. So what she was doing is she was busy scanning there with their shopfront because they have their whole shopfront actually linked to the Shopify platform, also their online store. And basically what she did is she then rang me up. I then physically paid for it using my debit card. The payment that actually took place was then directly linked to the NFT itself. So then she asked me, would I like to have the NFT with it? And she turned it around, which then actually pops up the QR code for me to then request it. So I then scanned it. You see she got the notification of the payment also received and the NFT minted. And I then there you can see NFT transfer. And you can see it's the Sartorio, the wool cotton sports jacket. I can't really read that, married or whatever. And basically what was happening is I was now requesting this NFT because it got minted. And when I then select continue, the NFT was then actually being transferred. I then waited for the NFT to be sent. Of course, this is a real blockchain transaction, so I refreshed it a few times. And there you can see when I refreshed it in my RWA NFTs, if you've done the CorePass update, of course, then you will see that also. So then it was actually sent directly to my CorePass, which then actually gives me all the information here. And you can see it's an authenticated product and everything. And you're going to understand how we authenticate and do these types of things, which I will explain in the next part of the video, which is in the backend side. But here we're actually pulling all of this metadata. This is what's called metadata. Now, metadata is quite an important thing, specifically when you're creating the RWA, because this actually is what defines the entire product and what is actually linked, like all the information that's linked to it. So this gives you even the materials and everything that's actually pulling. It's pulled from the exact product description, everything out of the documentations that is provided, that you're actually uploading, that you're proving that this is a true jacket. This you can physically see it here also in the labels itself on the inside. Here's actually the physical labels itself that actually has also a QR code and various other things that's inside that's linked to it. So the whole Sartorio brand and everything's actually linked to all of this. So you even have the SKU number, which actually comes directly from the factory, which is also being used as the SKU number for the exact product here. Also, what we do is we fingerprint the photos and the pictures and things for the authenticity also. So that also has like a singular fingerprinted picture of it. So you have also the token ID and all kinds of information that's actually with this that's linked to the entire actual asset. Now, why is this so important? Because this is basically what allows you to prove that you don't just own it physically, but you own it digitally also. Because it gets linked now from the minted smart contract directly to your core ID, which is now your property, which you are in full control of. So if you want to sell that, if you want to transfer it, if you want to do whatever, if you trade in, because the future of the Euro 7 regulation and all these types of things with carbon credits and footprints and life expectancy of products and cradle to graves and all kinds of things is now becoming quite an important aspect for producers, suppliers, people that are creating merchandise and these types of things to actually showcase there's a secondary market and things like this. Because if it's only like a one-off product and there's no secondary market, or it is not disposable, or it is not decomposable or something like this, you of course will have carbon credits or additional processing that needs to take place for it to be destroyed or reutilized or something like this. So everything's actually linked to this RWA, and this is quite the important thing is that it actually allows you now to go directly into the supply chain, right into the customer, into the end life of the product even, which is a very important aspect specifically in the regulatory side of things. So this is basically what was taking place, and this was me doing the actual transaction right in store, which I myself am very happy that I actually have the first jacket. Right, so I hope that you guys enjoyed that walkthrough, David Attenborough style. Looking, of course, at the amazing, wonderful, and beautiful Debbie. Thank you for that, Debbie. And also Riflessi for participating in this. Now, this is the actual NFT that I acquired with my purchase of my new, beautiful sports jacket, the Sartorio brand one, of course. Now, the interesting part about this is that this is all the information linked to it. So it's got all the images when they uploaded the product. So you've actually got everything there. You've got the product details. So it's even got like the description. It's even got like the material, like main material, 70% virgin wool, 15% cotton, 11% silk, 4% linen, and it's made in Italy. Then, of course, it's got everything like when it was minted, the owner, and these types of things. And then there's the blockchain information of who's the new owner, and then the transaction ID and the date and timestamp and everything of when it was minted, as well as the proof of the payment, which is linked to my purchase that I did of this particular jacket. Now, let's talk tech. This isn't some hyper-layered NFT gimmick. This is CIP 721 in full production, deployed on the core blockchain mainnet with a full digital product passport AI engine integrated at the core. And what that means in plain terms is every product is its own CIP 721 NFT, minted at the point of sale. No fuss, no speculation. Tied directly to the verified core ID of the buyer, embedded with traceable metadata, origin certificates, and full documentation. Authenticated in real time using AI-powered document verification tools. GHG data and supply chain provenance fully embedded. Seamless compliance with ESG, GHG, DPP, and the CorePass digital identity. This is ownership, compliance, transparency, and traceability all baked into one single transaction. And This is built for merchant simplicity and enterprise power. The merchant doesn't write one single line of code. With the Ark plugin, they can connect their Shopify store and existing inventory. They can upload new inventory or bulk import SKUs. Upload verification documents, certificates of origin, invoices, bill of ladings, everything. Let Ark and CorePass do the full KYC, KYB, and DPP validation. Mint a product NFT automatically upon purchase. And have that NFT bound to the buyer's core ID. This enables full lifecycle tracking across primary and secondary markets. This includes returns, exchanges, resale, warranty tracking, even carbon credit accounting, all immutable, traceable, and secured by Core Blockchain. Now, let's take a look at the backend, shall we? Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be showcasing to you the platform from a recording. Yes, this is a screen record, which we have done of the actual platform. This is the real platform. The reason why I'm not going to do this on a live platform for the demonstration is because I could actually mess some things up in the live database of Riflessi NYC because it is the actual backend of it and it is connected to the actual store. With that being said, I don't particularly want to do that. So I have asked our very capable developers to do a screen recording. So I'm going to try and talk off of this to present it to you, but it does showcase basically everything in the backend itself, which we have written, which is the Ark plugin. So, with further ado, I'm going to start the playing, and basically what you can see is there's the normal platform. You've got your pagination and everything that's there, which you can search through and do everything. Then you've got your products, which are here, which are showcased. You can see the QR code is not currently there. They're still minting. There's add an image. That means that we haven't added an image. We can add an image, of course. And then you, of course, have variants and things like this that you can scroll down on, and the different pictures. There you've got categories that you can go through. So these are all the various different categories. You can search your categories. You can select shoes, and basically it will give you all the products. These are the actual products which are connected to the backend. Then what we have is a create a category also, which you could do. So when you create the category, you've got all the information, everything that you don't need to actually be connected, or you don't need to do this in the Shopify platform. You can do this on our backend that we've actually developed for Ark, which is the plugin. So you can also, mint the product. So this is the actual product. You can upload the PDF. Then it goes through the Core AI system for the verification, which is the DPP. And then it actually vets and verifies all the information. And the documentation and everything, and it authenticates it. The QR code is not active right now because we haven't minted it. We're not going to mint this because this is on the live store. You can also search your products by name, SKU, barcode, these types of things. So it's actually a very useful tool. Now, the next important thing is the adding of a product. So here you can put your title, the owner address, the category, he's calling it Dashing Red. What a lovely name. G&G clothing. You can put your tags, you can put your description and all these types of things. Then you can add, of course, your product images that you want. So there's a product image that he's added. Then there is, of course, the documentation that goes through the DPP that actually does the verification, authentication, and things like this. Spoiler alert. This is not mentioned in our teaser, but we will be showcasing this as a little surprise. This platform is entirely unique, and we haven't made any mentions of it. Then, of course, once you have added your file, then it will be verified and vetted. Here you can add all your metadata and all things that gets directly actually linked into the actual smart contract, linked to the NFT itself, which what everyone is talking about that they'd love to do, but we've already done that. You can add, of course, all your custom fields and variants and all kinds of stuff. You can delete the variants. So here you've got your title, your pricing, your, is it kilograms or pounds or whatever, how many quantity you have. Is it managed in the Shopify or is it a manual management for your inventory? Then, of course, the barcode, you can do taxable, you can, does it require shipping, not shipping, these types of things. So everything's actually there, automated and linked to the platform. So now we're creating actually this NFT, and you can see we can now also mint the NFT. We can either not, or we can say, yes, for this purpose, we are going to mint it. And you will see as soon as we've hit mint, then it will actually save the product and it will mint it and the barcode will be available. There you can see product has been minted. It's now loading all the products, and there you can see minted and the barcode is actually there. We can scan this barcode and you can actually transfer that NFT. Now, this is their live store. So we did actually create this NFT on their smart contract and in the platform. Of course, there will be a redeployment of this, which we will be doing, which will have all the fresh new things. So then, of course, we can delete the product. So we're going to delete it because this is the live store. Then you can see there is like the different variants that you actually have of the products. And you can see like if it's minted, if it's not minted, these types of things. So you can also mint per product type. So if you have like multiple product types of the same product itself, so let's say different colors or different sizes or different things, then you can mint each one individually. So here's also our CSV large format, or let's say bulk uploads that we can do. And basically, we're going to showcase you here a demo of this actually being uploaded. Now, the important thing about this is that this allows you for your bulk imports, which Shopify, I know, already has this problem of when you have large inventory to be able to upload all of the information and your tags and everything to actually categorize it automatically and do all the various things. So we've actually built the system that allows for it, and you have like multiple select, you have like individual selects, you can actually add the images and you can add the PDFs to it. You can see these are the first two, like Sports Jacket and Sports Jacket. Those are two of the same product but different variants. Now they will be seen as one product, but they will be showcasing the two different variants. Here we can add, of course, the images. So there you can see we add the images. You can see we'll add a PDF. So we'll just add any PDF, which will also then go through the Core AI and the DPP platform. So there he's added it. Now we can view. You see there is two variants of that one sports jacket. There you can see the two variants that are there with the quantities and everything, which is actually being pulled from the CSV file that you are importing. And there is the individual product, which is the different one, which is the suit. So we can proceed with the upload, or we can cancel it. And we're going to proceed with the upload to showcase you. Now you can see it's actually being uploaded. Now the interesting part is that this is already being uploaded into the decentralized physical infrastructure network, which is the decentralized storage that is actually distributing this across all the nodes and everywhere so that it can be directly running parallel and cross-linked with the blockchain itself, that you can actually view and verify and load it from any platform. And you don't need to be reliant on a singular cloud-based solution. Now you can see we can actually mint it or not mint it, and you can do this in a bulk process. So we're not going to mint this right now because this is the live store. But basically you'll see here are the products that we have just uploaded that's actually showcasing it, the two variants that are there. There's no image on the other one. We can now add an image, of course, later if we want, which we will do right now. And you'll see it's busy uploading the image there for you. So there the image has been uploaded, and you'll see it will be now actually showcased there in the platform. And of course now you can also mint it if you want. We're deleting the products, of course, because this is the live thing. You can also, there's your smart contract address. You can add the additional PDFs that you want, and you can mint the product. We're going to mint it now so that you can see it, and then we'll delete it again in any case. So minting this separately. So there's the QR code that you can scan, and now we're deleting the product again. And basically that is everything of the CSV format that we have. Of course, here you can also search in your CSV file that you're uploading. There's also a search function that if you want to only upload certain products or certain things, then you can go and specifically look for them in the bulk CSV uploading system, which is also a unique feature which we've built in, which allows for a lot of additional things to take place in your uploading process and in your inventory management process. And that is basically a wrap for this platform. Right, let's get further on with the video. You might ask why it matters. This is not just a product showcase. This is proof. Proof that RWA tokenization can be done legally, securely, seamlessly, and most importantly, at scale. It bridges ERP systems, supply chains, sustainability frameworks, consumer protection, and the ever-critical authentication and provenance trail. We're not just minting NFTs. We're minting digitally native real-world assets that meet the compliance, traceability, and economic needs of modern commerce. And Riflessi NYC is our pilot. It goes live in just a few short weeks, ladies and gents. And yes, this is our newly, freshly built studio, where I'd say the coffees are stronger, the internet is faster, the lighting is of course better on my ugly mug, and demos, well, better rehearsed. Mostly, I'd say. As you've seen, while other companies, Chainlink lately working on ICE, NYSE, and others, they're all talking about streaming metadata, tokenized market data, and putting financial feeds on chain. Well, here's the thing. We're already doing that. With full provenance authenticity and live product-backed NFTs. We've built Ark Shopify Plugin to do real-world asset tokenization. Not experiments, not pitch decks. The code is live, the smart contracts are deployed, the metadata is provable. We're creating authenticated product origin, ownership proof, ESG traceability, GHG accounting, supply chain provenance, secondary market resale, proving cradle-to-grave verified Euro 7 compliance, all backed by Core Blockchain and CorePass, and our AI-verified digital product passport. So, until next time, keep authenticating, keep it on-chain, and most of all, keep building.